Welcome back. In this video I finally finished this build and take it for its first quick test ride. So with the paint work finished, I give everything a light sand. I start with 1200 wet and dry, and then go down to 3000, and just that's taking out any minor imperfections, bits of dust and a little bit of orange peel that might have been in places. So I start off with a woolen pad and some buffing compound, and just go over. I just do it in sections, just makes it a bit easier. And you can see already the paint comes up really nice. So I'll go over the whole tank and all the other parts with the buffing compound, and then I use a polishing wax and a foam pad, and this just really finishes it off. So I'm really happy with the paintwork. It's come up awesome. I couldn't have done any better than this, I don't think. So yeah, quick buff, and you can see how this waxing compound just really brings the shine up. So as I do this to all the panels, and once I get this far on the tank, give it a quick wipe down, and then what I do is I take all the tape off the openings for the sender unit and the cap and so forth, and just blow it out, because I want to be sure that there's no bits of junk in there. So give it a good blowout, and you can see how shiny it's come out outside. Awesome. One thing that really annoys me with bikes is when you get fuel leaks. So I don't want to take any chances with this bike. I've spent so much time and put so much effort into this that I want it to be right first pot. So I bought a brand new OEM sender unit gasket, put this on, and I shouldn't have any problems with that sealing properly. And the other thing I managed to find was a brand new OEM fuel tap, which you can see here, and again, new bolts, new washers, new everything. So it's very unlikely that there's going to be any problem with that. So I bolt that all up. I do actually put some fuel in it, and I'll leave it on the bench overnight just to be absolutely certain, because the last thing I want is it dripping over the engine. And the only other place you can get a fuel leak is on the cap, so I thought I may as well replace that cap seal as well with, again, another OEM seal. So I'm just putting the seat back together with the lights and the little LED brakes, and then this is part of the motor gadget system, which removes the need to have a key, and this is just an RFID sensor, so I've hidden it away here. The thing I like about motor gadget with the M unit is it works off your phone, and basically once you're in range, that is your key, and once you walk away it locks itself, so you don't really need a key or anything else. So with everything polished, you can see the pattern on the stripe there. I start putting everything back on the bike. So the front guard goes on, and there's that bracket. I painted that bracket with the same pattern just so that it would all blend in nicely. So again, I'm really happy with the way that's turned out. So I'm just finishing off the seat at this point, the seat cover. So after a bit of thought, what we decided on was duplicating the race stripe all the way down the seat, and we did that by fusing or welding together two different seat materials, and you can see there it's basically just lined up exactly with the race stripe, so really happy with that. Here's the M unit blue. So what you do is, I won't go through all the detail, but you've got to pair it to your M unit. So I'm just doing this here. The instructions are pretty good. You just go through all the steps as it says on the screen, and it says you start off by holding the horn button in and then turning the ignition on, which is what I'm doing here. And once it connects, the blinkers flash like that. Next thing you do is you've got to hold the start button in for 10 seconds, and then again after 10 seconds, if it does it right, the blinkers will flash alternatively, as you can see here. And then after that, you select pair, thinks for a little bit, and next thing you know, you're actually connected to the M unit. Here's the tank going on. I've got a rag there because I don't want to scratch it at this point. So I lift that into position, hook out the fuel line. It's got a vacuum line on it as well, and just tighten it all up. And once fuel tank's on, I wipe down the seat. The seat padding, just obviously it was molded exactly to this seat, and it's got like an overhang at the back, which makes it really nice and neat, and you can see that stripe lines up. And when I made this, we just put 2 bolts in the bottom here just to be sure that it was mounted and it's not going to go anywhere. Nobody can pinch it. So, and the seat's got its own lock, which locks down onto the bike itself. So I just lock that into position. As I said, it's fit really nicely. And at this point, this seat is pretty much ready to go on the bike. So there's another look at the padding. I'm really happy with that. It's nothing fancy. I just like it to be, like a simple design for this bike. And you can sort of see the Mez blue there. The colour's really nice. So I put the seat on here. It's only got one connection, and then obviously that connection's for the brake light and the blinkers. Just plug that in. There's a little latch on the front, and then a locking mechanism, and that locks down, and the seat padding just molds in really nicely to the tank. And I'm quite happy with the profile of the seat. I think it matches the bike pretty good, and you can see it just clicks down, and I've got the side covers on here too. So this is pretty much job done now, and it's taken just over a year, and wheeling it off the bike stand for the first time, and I'll just push it outside, and I know it starts because we've done a first start, but I haven't ridden this at all, so I'm going to give it a quick go and see what it rides like and see what problems I'm up against. But yeah, here it is, and let me know what you think. They are XJ900 wheels. The headlights original XJ650. The tank is off a 750. Plenty of mods to the engine, so it's up to 820 because it's been stroked and bigger bores. And yeah, the seat profile, the exhaust, everything, I think it's come up really good, and that race stripe sort of fits in pretty well. Now, one of the last things I had to do was remove the Moto Gadget bits of plastic, or the plastic covers, and believe it or not, these mirrors are not made out of glass. That's actually polished aluminium, which is unbelievable, these things, the way they're made. They're not cheap, but they are amazing. So there you go, polished aluminium. We'll hop on now, and I'm going to give it a first run and see how much tuning I need to do. Now it actually runs pretty well. I'm not sure if you can hear it, but down low it's got a bit of a misfire. Not a misfire, it's just not running properly. I think it's running rich and the idle's too high. So I need to do a bit more work. Once I get it in the rev range, probably 4,000 revs plus, it really runs really nice. So I think just the pilot system is running rich, so I'll have to mess with this a little bit and give it a bit of a tune. I want to get it out for a decent ride, and just I've got to run the engine in, and then I'll just see how it goes, and I'll just mess with the tuning until I finally get this right. So in the next video I'll go through the Moto Gadget unit a bit more and the functions it has on it, and I'll do a bit more footage of it out on the road. So yeah, let me know what you think. Stay tuned.